Welcome to the Saul's Newsstand News Review for November 30th, 2018. The Hill reports, top Dems blame sabotage as Obamacare enrollment slows. Top House Democrats are blaming President Trump for Obamacare sign-up numbers that, so far, are lower than last year. While there are still 2 weeks remaining in open enrollment, these lagging numbers show that Republicans' sabotage of our nation's healthcare system is working, said Representatives Richard Neal, a Democrat from Massachusetts, and Frank Pallone Jr., a Democrat from New Jersey, and Bobby Scott, a Democrat from Virginia, the incoming chairman of the three committees overseeing the Affordable Care Act. The Trump administration announced earlier Wednesday that 500,437 people signed up for Obamacare coverage in the fourth week of the sign-up period, which ends December 15th. Compared to this point last year, sign-ups are running about 11% lower, according to Obamacare numbers analyst Charles Gaba. The full picture will not be clear until after December 15th. Experts say that actions taken by the Trump administration and congressional Republicans will reduce enrollment, though the extent remains to be seen. For example, 2019 is the first year that the mandate to have coverage will not be in effect, after Republicans repealed it in the tax law last year. The Trump administration has starved the program intended to help families get covered by refusing to make congressionally required investments in outreach and enrollment, the Democrats said. And the administration's promotion of inadequate coverage options, like short-term health plans, has led to cost increases for Americans, particularly those with pre-existing conditions. The administration denies these claims that it has sabotaged the law, saying that it has simply sought to open up less costly options for other plans for people to enroll in and to make outreach operations more efficient. The Washington Examiner proclaims, Trump rips GM for closures and layoffs during booming U.S. economy. President Trump said Thursday that General Motors is an outlier that's laying people off in an otherwise booming U.S. economy. In a tweet, he said, General Motors is very counter to what other auto and other companies are doing. Big Steel is opening and renovating plants all over the country. Auto companies are pouring into the U.S., including BMW, which just announced a major new plant. The USA is booming. The car manufacturer announced Monday that it would be cutting 15% of its salaried workforce and stop production in several North American plants in order to reduce costs. Trump targeted GM on Twitter Tuesday, saying that he is considering cutting all General Motors subsidies, sending a message to his supporters in states that would be affected by the motor company's decision. After Trump tweeted his displeasure with the car manufacturer, GM stock dropped almost 4%. Senator Rob Portman, a Republican from Ohio, urged GM's CEO Mary Barra to consider reallocating some of the production and employees to Toledo, Ohio, instead of laying them off. For decades, workers in the Mahoning Valley have made a commitment to General Motors, and today GM let Northeast Ohio down, Portman said in a statement. During today's conversation, I pressed GM again to provide new opportunities to the Lordstown workers and take advantage of the skilled workforce there. And finally, MSN.com informs us that to save Social Security, we need to make it hip with millennials. Survey after survey reveals that millennials are resigned to the idea that Social Security, as we know it, might not be there by the time they reach retirement age. According to a Transamerica survey, 81% of millennials polled believe this to be true. This is in contrast to a 2011 survey, which found that only 50% of millennials at the time didn't feel they would receive Social Security upon retirement. Yet the future of Social Security hinges on energizing those millennials to be concerned about this dilemma. And the way to do this is by making the issues around fixing Social Security relatable to them. Since millennials have demonstrated that they care deeply about social justice, equality, and fairness, it seems to follow that they should care more about the future of Social Security. Millennials poll with strong support for Medicare for all and higher federal minimum wages, but they have not mustered the interest or the will to demand necessary improvements to the existing Social Security program. As the youth of America become detached from the Social Security program, and as it falls out of the public eye, politicians will have more leeway to derail the current system, putting most Americans at risk of an even less secure financial future. Perhaps the best way to fix the problem is to regularly present millennials with a clear vision of the significance of Social Security to their retirement futures, and to warn them about the specter of a big hole in their retirement wallets if they fail to become invested in the sustainability of the program. And that concludes your Saul's Newsstand News Review for November 30th, 2018. For more political news faster, visit saulsnews.com.